Welcome back, Divine Feminines. We're here to do your weekly update for the first week of December. Yes, we do have these ahead of the crowd, and we also have lives on Fridays. If you do want to come and join our YouTube membership, we do have updates for the Twin Flames that are live, which covers your element reads through your Twin Flame path coaching sessions and more, as well as these videos a week ahead of the crowd. So without further ado, let's get into it. Very separately, if you feel these messages directly support, feel free to come through and book a reading, and we can actually do the 5D work for you to move beyond the 4D. Now, what I'm seeing coming through this week, it feels quite magical. You may not initially feel so, especially after Thanksgiving, moving into December. There's a whole lot of triggers we start coming with, and it's like, is this going to be so? Where am I going? And it's funny because, you're coming through with the purple energy. Now, I read more as a psychic medium intuitive, not necessarily down to the T of the cards, and I listen to my guides to see what they are needing you to tell. If you get additional messages from these, fantastic. Feel free to share. Otherwise, we will get into the read. Especially, I do feel on the 5D, we do get quite perplexed. We're almost like, I see the dream, I see the image. We're wanting this change. We're feeling this connection, but on the 3D, it shows polar opposite. And really what was coming through in the channeled messages in November was we need to get into the matrix of magician energy. And I feel those of you that are a little bit behind are going to be moving further into doing that. And I feel there's a lot of revelations. There's also acceptance of what is and what isn't good. What do I mean by acceptance? It's like you can see the dream, but you also know on the 3D there's the physical plane and the reality. I feel you're on the astro plane trying to work out and to decipher some of the signs and synchronicities that you're getting. But I also feel spiritually your oversoul is helping you come to terms with certain things, as well as knowing the best path forward. Now, I do feel in the past position we have cosmic heart. There was through the previous eclipse in Taurus, a lot to do with the heart chakra coming up, almost feeling love was gone, love was never going to be for us. Maybe we were delusional. But I feel you're moving through that heart-centered space, and I do feel you're leaving some of those kind of situations to the back burner because you do feel spiritually, it can be that you're not feeling that everything is hunky-dory and rosy, but at the same time you also feel you're having to look at this differently. I feel it's like loving yourself enough, knowing your worth. I feel there's a real strong frequency coming through with Divine Feminines where they're challenging their beliefs to do with their body. They're challenging their beliefs to do with adversity and, being loved, being lovable. And I feel it's almost this rebirth coming through with you guys. Even if people have not acted accordingly, it's almost like this notion of revenge. It's like, sometimes we can turn wounds into power, right? We can go, okay, this situation has made me feel as though I'm not attractive enough. So we use that as a muse and we prove ourselves that is wrong. But I do feel there could have been a person that was involved in, a third-party situation. This could have been a karmic that caused a lot of dramas for you. It might have been you've reflected back to your path and the dramas involved, and you're thinking it's the status quo. I do feel you're trying to be the best version of yourself you can be. But there is a question. It's like, look, do I want to create? Do I have the motivation to get the things done in my life that I need to address? Divine Feminines are going to start feeling particularly tired, but also wanting to do things that are more pleasant to them. This can be all the way down to nurturing our bodies, nurturing our life, setting intentions and goals. And I'm also seeing through the second row, which we'll go a little bit. Oh, we are in the second row. Okay, so how do I explain it? First row, overall. Second row, we have the impossible made possible. 9 is Hermit card, right? So 9 is going into the mind. It's like, okay, I need to retract back. I need to get to a space where I take some time to actually review what steps I'm taking here. And I feel it's almost like not enabling. You know, there is a point in the path where we're mulling over the situation. It's like they would need to move this, they would need to move that. And it's almost like we're psychologically problem solving. Some of you particularly could be going into hermit mode because you've had too much white noise, too much of a good thing, and you just need some space. But I also feel it's almost you're protecting yourself. Now, could it be, one example is that, you know, you don't want to go out in public because what if you see them, or you don't want to walk down a particular street and it's like, I need to go into hermit mode. Sometimes it's necessary, especially from a reflective point of view, but 9s also do denote that you are very, very protected. I think you're also having a revelation that love does change. Sometimes we can be saying to ourselves a story of where maybe a karmic and a twin, you know, a masculine was, and it's like, well, that could go on for ages. But again, things do change. Things are always changing. But I feel you're having this revelation that, you know, love takes time. And that's not to say I'm saying you're going to be waiting 7 years. I don't feel that at all. But I think you're having a revelation that you're quite happy to go with the flow, especially if you can see a person is putting intent. But I feel you're meditating upon it. You're like, okay, what changes would need to happen? Yes, you're aware of it because it's a 5, and 5s are all to do with big sudden changes. Definitely see that coming through in January. So if it hasn't kicked up, but at this point, it's definitely coming through later. And I do see something changing, and it is, you know, your fear can be, gee, this is going to take ages. And sometimes the universe doesn't agree with you, and they're like, they make it happen in 24 hours. Doesn't mean that we have to guide that person, no. And you may not necessarily, you may be dropping attachment at the moment of knowing how everything goes. Am I going to be safe if I go into this? What if X, Y, and Z happens? I feel there's a worry that you don't have power. There's a worry of temptation that if you go into this and you're lied to or you betrayed, that, you know, or that it's going to take too long because of other people's involvement, that you just don't know how it's going to go and it's making you feel uncertain. I also feel if there's been communication that's come in, it's okay to sit with it, Dales. You don't have to feel you're in a rush. Sometimes the universe does show us quicker. And that's because they reckon that you're ready for it. So please do trust the process. You haven't necessarily had the easy path, okay? Because we do have blessings. The blessings come in different shapes, but it's usually because things don't define us. Yes, be it we're a soulmate or a twin flame, we have hard times. You guys usually are more aware, but there has been some hard things you've had to address. I do feel you didn't quite know at a foundation level what to do. It's like, okay, have I made the healthiest choices in my past? Probably not all the time. Has counterpart been relating to you correctly? So therefore you're judging this circumstance and saying, well, you know, I don't know if that's really based on, you know, what is going to work for me. So it feels this disconnect, and that can cause nervousness because if you're evolving, your fear is that this person isn't going to. But spiritually speaking, crowning energy, you're a joint connection on the 5D. As you beautifuls transform, they directly do too. So at a foundation level in the 3D, we can see the right choices here and the thought to do with the past in relation to it. And it's like, well, you know, before X, Y, and Z happened, so therefore it's going to continue happening. No, because you're changing. And because you're changing and you're acknowledging what isn't working, you're acknowledging that this is a path forever. And some of you could be saying, well, I'll see you in the next lifetime. Generally, if you come this far and it's that hard, yeah, you're going to achieve it in this lifetime because all of that was not for nothing. So what I do see coming through is for the outcome, some of you could be thinking, gee, I don't know how this is going to come about. Some of you can be feeling that this isn't divinely guided. It's like you're on 2 different planets, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. But this is all in alignment. This is all for the path moving forward. And it's like, you know, it can be family-related dynamics coming up. It can be conditioning. It's also about shaking things up and really getting to a space where you're currently enjoying the status of where you are. But I do see you stepping back. I do see you meditating upon things. I see this week as a recovery. and also of movement into the alignment of getting into your true destiny and your magician energy, but also see your dreams. You're just sort of meditating upon your dreams come true. These dreams are coming in. You could be having signs and synchronicities in your dream states that your counterpart is giving you to give you a signal to get ready. Yeah. They're trying to prep you. Some of them are actually coming through in a conversation piece, especially if you've been having conflict. This could be apologies and things to that degree on the ethers. I also see it has definitely frustrated you, that old wounds have come up. Some of those wounds you might have channeled from your twin. Some of those wounds could have been that I don't like the way this person is treating me. They're quite stuck, but definitely I do see there's healing. I definitely see healing coming through. Gosh, you guys crack me up. Some of you are thinking, gee, I'm going to be with this person when I'm 90. I feel it sooner. Okay, I'm seeing a question mark over a mother energy. This can be your mother, their mother, a mother of their children. It could be parenthood, something to do with that. Some of you are feeling this person needs to stick up for themselves more. Maybe they didn't recover over a mother passing. This can be an old or a new energy. Some of you, I feel, it's like them actually honouring their own feelings and not putting everyone above them. Some of you are concerned at an emotional situation that maybe you're privy to, that they're going through. And you're waiting. You know inevitably something's going to shift, but you also feel, maybe they can't achieve it. Maybe they can't do the work. And I'm actually seeing whether we do or don't want to, it does happen regardless. Some of you are concerned that a new karmic will come into the picture. Yeah, no, my guides are saying no. I guess it does to a degree depend on the way between and how stuck they are, but in this context for this week's energy, I feel this person is thinking about you quite a bit. I feel your counterpart's thinking about you quite a bit. I do feel they're quite upset at being away from you. I especially feel if you didn't see them at Thanksgiving, they really want to see you. They're up in their head about you. They're thinking quite a bit. There's a lot of thinking cards here. They're being quite critical towards themselves of what they have and haven't given. They're not, yeah. They're mad that they haven't given you the blessings you deserve. They're aware of this. I'm hearing very busy schedule. Oh, that bounced. Somebody's also giving them advice. You're also tired of hearing gossip through the grapevine or, stumbling across things and not being privy to them. So it could have put you for a while into a lower vibration. But once you've done that shadow work, I think there's something coming through to restore your faith. And I feel it's really, in your mind, it's the person directly taking action, which for you will be the saving grace. Some of you are going to pick up on a channeled message that they are going through a breakup and that they're also, especially if you don't feel them in the 3D, the energy around you, be it 5D, 3D, anything, point blank zero, usually it's because they're directly taking action. I do see a lot of people suddenly being very attracted to you and you're kind of looking at them like, what the hell are you doing? That's usually a sign that you're going to get movement in your twin flame path. So, just sit with it. This person does want to marry you. This person is very jealous, doesn't want anyone else to have you. And they're coming through more traditional this week, even though you're quite detached, right? Some of you are going to have a great surprise because I do see this person coming in almost trying to make up for something and making some, statements, and it's going to perplex you. It could be, hey, I see you as the one. This is what my plans are. This is how I feel. For those of you that have not been told this yet, when this person comes in, you're going to be a bit surprised because I actually do see them actually making these declarations. You're quite detached this week, recovering, maybe feeling a little bit disappointed, but you're moving forward, you're moving through it. Those of you that are struggling, please feel free to book a reading. And I can give you a support session, coaching, channeled messages, and that's going to help you get through to Christmas and New Year's. I will check back with you next week for the update. At a foundation level, it is asking you to understand what you want, to be in that, to move into magician energy with the crowning energy of manifestation, not just focusing on the horrible things, but what you desire. You can do a guided meditation that connects you to your counterpart. I'll try and create those for you at some point. And by connecting in away from the ego, I do feel you can discuss any things on the ethers that are troubling you, and it's going to help the spiritual energy move. Overall, it's asking you to play to heal your solar plexus and sacral chakra. There is passion coming through, but there's a bit of worries. Overall, I do see this as being quite a surprising few weeks. I won't go into the reason why. You'll have to check back with us next week. Love and light, and I will see you for your weeklies. And for those of you that are in the membership, thank you for supporting Yildiz Readings 5D. It keeps me afloat over Christmas and New Year's and definitely helps me bring new content to you. Love and light, guys. Take care.